What's going on, everybody? This is an out of the theater reaction for Godzilla Minus One. Okay, so I've always been, I love Godzilla. When I was a kid, loved Godzilla. The last few movies, starting with 2014 into Godzilla versus Kong, they've been spectacles and let's go see Godzilla fight other monsters, fight Kong, and when the humans show up, you don't care because a lot of the characters are shallow. And they just throw in people from all the Godzilla movies they've done, whether it was Millie Bobby Brown or Bryan Cranston or Matthew Broderick, actors that you like, but they don't give you any substance to any of the stories, and you're just waiting for the monsters to show up and just shut up, humans, we don't need you. Same thing happens in a lot of the Transformers movies. That is not the case in this film. You are emotionally attached to the characters and the story that is going on, and when Godzilla shows up, it is part of the story and part of the emotional thread that's happening throughout the film. The story essentially starts at the end of World War II, and there is a kamikaze pilot who does not fulfill his duties because he wants to live. He finds himself to be a coward for doing so, and leading after those events of him avoiding those duties, he and some other people encounter Godzilla. And that is also another traumatic experience for him. So when he returns to the mainland, and when he returns, something happens to him where he is attached more so to the human connection, but he's always plagued by the fact that he feels like he ran from certain things that happened to him. And it's a real kind of PTSD that is happening to him, and you feel for him. And there's also the relationships that not only does he meet for a romantic side, a family side, but also the crew that he then meets after the war and things he's trying to do to pick up jobs, and this crew who also encounters Godzilla, but there's a nice a bond throughout friendship, and they set up side characters really well. And I'm very curious to what the budget is on this film, because it seems like it could be a $150-200 million movie. I doubted that is, but the fact that it felt that way reminds me a lot of kind of the way I felt when I was watching The Creator. They made it count. Godzilla looks great. You get the traditional sounds. You get this. I mean, when you associate classic Godzilla, you think of Godzilla in Japan wrecking shop. And it happens. It happens a lot of different times. And he's devastating in this movie. He's devastating. He ain't teaming up with anybody. He's causing mayhem. And it works. It's scary. I saw this with my 12-year-old daughter, who just watched Jaws recently and loved Jaws. But she said, I think that this is way scarier than Jaws. The way that it's shot, the music is excellent. And it's going to be, I guess maybe you go when I say something like this, but I don't care. I really do believe this movie should be considered for Best Foreign Film. I really do. It has such an emotional story with characters that I cared about, that because it's Godzilla, it probably doesn't have a shot, but it should, because it's one of my favorite movie going experiences, not only this year, but in a little while, because it was a blockbuster film that cared about its characters, trusted the audience to believe that you could just care about what's going on leading us up to those moments with Godzilla, because when they happen, they count and it matters. Loved this movie. Absolutely loved it. Glad I saw it in the theater. That's the other thing. If you can see this in the theater, you should. It's meant for the big screen. And if it's playing anywhere, I saw it in Prime for AMC, and it worked. The sound was incredible. Godzilla sounded good. I tell you, the music's really good in this movie too. But loved it. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't recommend it anymore. So go and check it out. Godzilla Minus One. Do you guys want to see this? Do you want to check it out? If you're brand new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.